Former President Donald Trump says he'll be in a New York courtroom today. This is for the start of a $250 million civil fraud suit against him.
A judge ruled last week that Mr. Trump lied on financial statements in order to get better loans while building his real estate empire. The court proceedings are expected to focus on the damages. The lawsuit also targets Mr. Trump's businesses and 3 of his children. He denies any wrongdoing. Joining us right now to explain the criminal case. Well, it's a civil case.
This is a civil case, but we do both.
You are criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor, Arthur Aidala. Nice to have you back.
How are you? And we do a lot of civil work at my firm as well. So I'm very, at my judge who I spoke to, who's my retired judge from my law firm, Judge John Leventhal, he said they're going to appeal this immediately.
Well, let's talk about this. The judge already did a partial ruling.
Right, and in that ruling, he basically talks about appointing a receiver. And what that means is that the judge calls usually it's like a big law firm,
right,
a huge law firm, and says, okay, you're now the Trump family. You're now running things. They change the locks. They change, it's a scary proposition. So what the Trump team is doing is they're going to the appellate division and saying, if you allow this to happen, it's going to cause us irreparable harm. Meaning they don't know how to run our businesses. We don't want this law firm to run our businesses. We need to run our businesses. And there's 3 basically boxes they need to check. But I think the appellate division will say, okay, hold on. Trump family can still run their businesses. Let's see how the rest of this trial plays out, because this was not a jury trial. This was just a judge who has kind of shown that he's not a big Donald Trump fan in the past.
Okay. And
he was really mean. And one last thing. He fined the lawyers, the 3 lawyers, $7,500 each, which is a big deal. That's never even been threatened to me. They sanctioned them because he didn't like their arguments. It shows that this judge is really heavy-handed against Trump.
Can we just talk about this? So he's accused of basically lying about the value of his assets. Those of us who've covered Donald Trump from the beginning days, okay, yeah, no kidding. So he lied about the value of his assets. Who was victimized? Who got hurt in this?
No one.
Nobody got hurt. Did the banks lose money?
No. But Rosanna, Bianca, you know when we sign these forms, on the bottom it says, lying on these forms is punishable by X, Y, and Z. So with these bank forms, when you're going to get a loan and you say, I want to borrow $100,000, they say, well, what do you have as collateral? Oh, I have $500,000 of automobiles. And the truth is you only have $50,000 of automobiles. If you would have defaulted on those loans, they have no way to get the money back.
But he didn't default, right?
He did not default. There is no victims. But I have handled cases where, I have one right now, where there was a fraud in one company selling it to the other company. The other company is thriving, making so much money, but the prosecutors are saying, well, they initially lied, so it doesn't matter that it turned out okay. It's like if you steal a car, but then you return it, and you'd return it with a full tank of gas and it's washed, it's still a crime. So they're really going after Trump hard, and now they want a $250 million. I mean, that's a lot of money. But more importantly, Bianca, they want to take control of everything. Everything we know, Trump Tower, the golf course.
Yeah. And also, to extend that punishment, is that they won't want to allow him to run any businesses in New York moving forward.
Correct. They're pulling his license.
That's a little bit scary, because, I mean, can this happen to any person?
Yes. Yes, but I mean, if Letitia James, the Attorney General, was here, she would say, well, Arthur, but any person shouldn't be lying. And look, the one example that the judge said was, Mr. Trump is a real estate developer. On this form, they wrote down that his apartment in Trump Tower was 33,000 square feet, and it was only 11,000 square feet. You don't make that kind of a mistake when you're filling out these forms. But some may say, well, doesn't the bank have some obligation to verify this? And they do, but it's not a crime for them not to verify it.
What's your thought process on Letitia James bringing this up now? I mean, there was a bunch of stuff.
Well, don't forget, this was the case that was originally looked at by Cy Vance, the former Manhattan DA, and then Alvin Bragg dropped this particular case but brought a different case. So they were looking at this as a criminal case as well, but I think at least Bragg felt, all right, we're not going to go after him on this. But they are definitely targeting him. Look.
Are you a Trump sympathizer?
No, but
no. Let me just ask you something, because you're also representing Rudy Giuliani.
But I put those two men in very different categories.
Okay.
Yes, I am proudly representing Rudy Giuliani on several things. One of them I'm representing him pro bono on is the case down in Georgia because he needs help. He's being targeted down there, and we want to help him out. But no, all I'm going to say, Rosanna, is you can think of the worst criminals in the history of the planet Earth. They've never been targeted the way Trump is being targeted. I mean, Florida, Georgia, Washington, New York, criminal, civil. I mean, they are doing everything to take this guy out. And so far, politically, he's doing fine. But this case, of all of them, the non-criminal case, is the one that is really the more could have the biggest impact on his life, especially immediately. If he loses this appeal, if he loses this immediate appeal, he loses the keys to Trump Tower. I mean, they'll let him live in his apartment, but it's his sons. I mean, they're targeting his kids, and we all know, you know, you go after someone's children, that takes things to a whole other level.
Arthur Aidala, thank you for explaining that. You know, it's not like politicians don't lie and other business people don't lie. I mean,
yeah,
that's part of...
The truth is, folks, anyone, when you're filling out any kind of application, whether it's to lease a car or to get a home loan, you can't fib on those things.
Yeah. Okay.
Fib about your age. I'm going to be 40 years old this year. Oh, sorry.
Arthur Aidala.
Thank you.